Hello everybody, this is your main man Keith here from Keith Plays PS4 927. Happy Sunday to all my awesome viewers on this awesome channel. We are in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference first round for NBA 2K22 Road to the NBA Finals Classic Team Series for the Miami Heat. So, we won last episode 104-80. Which I will have the link to the video in the description, by the way, if you guys want to check that episode out, if you have not already, and or if you're new to this. So, we currently lead the series 1-0, and we are going to play our second game in the American Airlines Arena in Miami, Florida. And I'm really excited for this final series. I can't wait for the finals. And our opponent will probably be the 1997-98 Utah Jazz, who are the number 2 seed in the Western Conference right now. And without a further ado, we will see you at tip-off. Well, we're going to show you the uniforms first, then tip-off. Alright, so the Toronto Raptors are going to be wearing white on the road, their 99 through 2003 uniforms. On the other hand, the Miami Heat are going to be wearing their classic alternate 2011 through 2012 black uniforms. And they wore a red one for the 2012-13 season. And I don't know why it's not in the game, but it should be for the next 2K and 2Ks further on. So, without a further ado, we'll see you guys at the American Airlines Arena. Alright, it is tip-off time here at the American Airlines Arena in Miami, Florida. So, the ball goes off to the Heat. Evidently, we do have a backcourt violation. So, this goes to the Toronto Raptors. And that was not an acceptable start for this game. So, now Vince Carter is going to shoot this in for 2 points. So, it's now going to be a 2-0 Toronto Raptors lead here in Miami. So now they got LeBron James, the Akron, Ohio native, making that layup in there. So it's now going to be tied up even 2-2. And now Tracy McGrady's going to pass it over to Muggsy Boggs, losing that basketball. And it is Mario Chalmers going to pass it over to D. Wade. And then Shane Battier, which I'm actually going to get this one in for 2. For the Duke product, Battier. So it's now 4-2. Vince Carter going to pass it over to McGrady and then Muggsy Boggs. So now Mario Chalmers making that steal, going to pass it over to Dwayne Wade. So Dwayne Wade, I'm going to think about shooting a 3 for D. Wade. Makes it from behind the arc. So it's now 7-2 Miami. So they are looking red hot here in the 305. So now Muggsy Boggs, he gets blocked there. Mario Chalmers going to pass it over to LeBron James, getting that layup in there. So it's now 9-2 here in South Beach. So now Vince Carter, who is from Daytona Beach, Florida, has possession of the basketball. And it looks like he's probably going to go in the paint. And he's going to pass it over to his cousin, Tracy McGrady, whom I had mentioned in the last episode. They are actually second cousins because their grandparents were siblings, and they never knew about this up until they played with the Toronto Raptors. So it's now 12-4 here in the American Airlines Arena. LeBron James hitting a 3. Vince Carter hitting a 3. So he is on the 6th all-time three-point shooting list. So now D. Wade going to go in the paint. And there is a foul. He does score it in. So Charles Oakley has a foul. So Dwayne Wade is going to go to the free-throw line. And he is actually going to miss that. So now Toronto makes a rebound happen. So now what are they going to do? They're going to pass it over to Vince Carter. And I'm thinking VC's going to hit a 3. And he will. So it's now going to be 14-10. So I'm going to passing it over to Chris Bosh. Bosh gets it in there. So it's now 16-10. They're going to use Doug Christie with the possession of the basketball. And Doug Christie going to pass it over to Antonio Davis. Christie will pick up the assist. And now it is Dwayne Wade going to pass it over to Ray Allen. He made a game-winning three-pointer to end Game 6 of the 2013 NBA Finals, which led them to a Game 7, and the Heat eventually beat the San Antonio Spurs. And the Heat were 66-16 that regular season, as many of you recall. So I'm going to use some Dwayne Wade here. LeBron James was the player of the game last episode for the Heat, so it's now 22-14. And Toronto has made 2 threes, both by Vince Carter, and 4 for 4 from behind the arc. So what will Vince Carter do? Going to pass it over to Doug Christie, and now Doug Christie missing that opportunity. So now Mario Chalmers picking up that rebound, and I'm going to pass it to Rashad Lewis and then some Dwayne Wade. 20-some seconds to go. After we make this one in, there will be no shot clock, so we're just simply going to dribble it to end the first quarter here in Miami. So we'll see ends in the second quarter. Score is Miami Heat 24, Toronto Raptors 14 to end the first. So now Toronto has possession to begin the second quarter. 3 steals for Miami, and Vince Carter's going to do his famous dunks. He was really well known for his dunks in the late 90s and early 2000s. And during the 2000 Summer Olympics, he had made a dunk that will be remembered in Olympic basketball history. So he did win a gold medal for Team USA back in 2000. And now Vince Carter is going to make a dunk there. So he was literally the king of dunks. So now I'm going to use some Ray Allen, who was first in the three-pointers made up until Steph Curry broke it back on December 14th, 2021 against the New York Knicks. I was for sure going to watch that game. And now it is Ray Allen going to make a 3 fly from behind the arc. He actually gets it in there. So it's now 32-18. And the Raptors take a timeout. Alright, so now Dwayne Wade has possession of the basketball. He is going to pass it over to his fellow teammate LeBron James, and he also got drafted the same year as LeBron James back in 2003. And he's been connected to so many of his draft class. I mean, he's now with the Lakers, LeBron James, with Carmelo Anthony as well. And now it is Juwan Howard, the current head coach for Michigan, making that layup. And he had won a championship with the Heat back in 2012 and in 2013. So he started out his NBA career around 1994 when he played for the Washington Bullets, which are now the Washington Wizards. So in the spring of 97, they had to change the name, honestly, to the Wizards. It felt more appealing to DC. And Charles Oakley is going to make a dunk, and the Heat are going to take a timeout. Alright, we had some minor depth chart substitutions we had to do. Udonis Haslem, the only member remaining from the 2012-13 Miami Heat to still actively play with the Heat. And Ray Allen's going to pass it over to Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. So Wade is going to pick up that assist there. And it's now 41-22 here in Florida. And now Muggsy Boggs at 5'3". Will he actually try to attempt a three-pointer, or will he just pass it over to Charles Oakley? And now we're going to pass it over to LeBron James, the Akron, Ohio native from St. Vincent St. Mary High School in Akron, Ohio. He'd won state championships with the Fighting Irish and would eventually bring national attention. And now LeBron James making that nice block and making a nice rebound. He is going to knock down a 3 for the Heat. And it's now 46-24. And the Raptors are trying to catch up along the line. So they haven't really scored that much within the first half, really. They only scored like 14 points, and now LeBron James, what will the Akron, Ohio native do? Score it in for 2? Will we have 2 more points to make it 50 by the end of the first half? And we're up by 24, and there is a foul. So yes, we do get we do get 2 points. Now we're going to make it a third extra point because he made it in on time. So now Vince Carter attempting that 3, no good to end it. So it is halftime. Miami is up by 27. Halftime score is the Miami Heat 51, the Toronto Raptors 24. Alright, it's now 24 points for LeBron James, 1 rebound and 2 blocks for him in the first half. VC is going to actually knock down 2 points. I thought he was going to make that 3 happen, but evidently it is not. So LeBron James with 24 points and Vince Carter with 14, both leading their teams in scoring, and LeBron James making that dunk happen. So this is a Eastern Conference Playoffs first round, so Muggsy Boggs has possession of the basketball. Where is he going to take this direction to? He's going to pass it over to Antonio Davis, and it's now going to be 28-53. Mike Miller going to pass it over to the one and only LeBron James. Gets it in there, and it's now 55-28. Muggsy Boggs has possession of the basketball. He's going to pass it over to Vince Carter. So now Vince Carter going to pass it over to McGrady, and then Muggsy Boggs has possession of the basketball. Going to pass it over to Davis, and then Vince Carter doing the lob pass to McGrady. They know how it goes down in Toronto. So now LeBron James going to pass it over to Wade. So LeBron James is going to pick up an assist, and the Raptors are going to take a timeout. Alright, during the little break, the Toronto Raptors have caught up. So now Shane Battier, he is actually going to do a layup there. So it's now 61-38. And we are leading by 23 points. So now Vince Carter going to pass it over to Dell Curry, the father of Steph Curry. And he had spent part of his career with the Charlotte Hornets, Cleveland Cavaliers, and I think he played maybe with the Phoenix Suns, but I could be wrong there. So he played with the Cavaliers during the 87-88 season. That's when the year Steph Curry was born. His son Steph Curry was born on March 14th of 88 in Akron, Ohio. Same city where LeBron James was born, but LeBron James was born 3 years before him, because LeBron James was born in December of 84, and the 2012-13 Miami Heat are going to take a timeout. We'll explain about this after the break. Anyways, about Dell Curry, he had played most of his career with the Charlotte Hornets, and during, I think, 1999 season, 1999 through 2002, he and his family moved to Toronto, Ontario, Canada when he played for the Raptors. So this means Steph Curry spent a little bit of his life in Canada, but he still holds the United States citizenship. Changing the subject, Chris Bosh has made a rebound, and he is going up to the paint there and making that layup. So we're up by 25 points here in the American Airlines Arena in Miami. So now Vince Carter is going to pass it off, and he is going to make a Vince dunk, and it's now going to be 69-46 at the moment. So now it is Dwayne Wade. No defenders trying to stop him there. Makes a dunk happen. So it's now 71-46 at the moment. So Doug Christie going to pass it off to Williams, and then Joe Johnson makes that into paint. So it's now 71-48. So we're going to pass it over to LeBron James, the Akron, Ohio native. So now LeBron James going to make that in there. So it's now going to be 73-48. And it is Vince Carter with the possession of the basketball. So Vince Carter, what is he going to do? He's going to go in there and score it in for 2. So it's now 73-50. LeBron going to pass it over to Wade. And then Shane Battier, he's going to get this one in for 2. So it's now 75-50. Toronto is trailing by 25. Miami going to pass it over to Doug Christie. And there's 2.2 seconds to go. And I don't think we're going to get this in. No, we do not. And we are leading this by 23. 52 is the third quarter score. All right, your State Farm assist of the game is coming right up. So they're going to pass it deep to Mike Miller. So this ended up being a foul. And he did end up getting that extra point. So now we have possession of the basketball. We got LeBron James. Going to pass it over to Ray Allen. So now Ray Allen is going to get that 3. It's going to be 78-52. We are up by 26 points at the moment. And they lose the basketball. So we got Mario Chalmers going to pass it over to Bosch. And ends up going to Toronto, and Williams is going to go in and gets it in there, so it's now going to be 54-78, and he passes it over to Ray Allen. He's going to knock down that 3, and it's going to be 81-54, and it's now going to be Williams has the opportunity to have possession of the basketball, and it looks like he is going to dribble his way. He's going to pass it over to Joe Johnson. And Joe Johnson drills it from behind the arc. So it's now going to be 57-81. So now Dwayne Wade going up in the paint, making that dunk there. So it's now 83-57. So now Williams with the possession of the basketball. So it's going to pass it over to Doug Christie, gets it in, so it's now 59-83. Dwayne Wade gonna pass it over to Ray Allen. So Ray Allen gets it in there, so it's now 85-59. 17 points for Ray Allen, and 8 of which are in this quarter. So now he makes that nice spin move happen, and he's gonna pass it over to Antonio Davis. So now we're gonna use Dwayne Wade passing it over to Bosch. And Chris Bosh makes it in there. So it's now 87-61 at the moment. And we are 100% in field goal. So we are doing a 100% and 5-star rating job today. But we still have the elusive talent among ourselves. I mean, evidently, this Miami Heat team did really well and won the NBA Finals back in 2013. And they won by pretty much close points off and on throughout the finals against that really good Spurs team with Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Kawhi Leonard, etc. And luckily enough, the Heat actually won that finals. But they would meet again next season, and that would be LeBron's final season with the Miami Heat as he returns back to Northeast Ohio, where he is originally from. And Del Curry making that 3 happen. He is going to make it splash for the Toronto Raptors. And we're going to pass it over to Jeff Teague, who really wasn't on the team. So now Udonis Haslem going to make this one in for 2 points, so it's now 91-66. LeBron James is your player of the game for a second episode in a row. We will explain the numbers after the game. So all we got is a minute 12 to go, and we got some D Wade in some action. He is actually going to go and make it in the paint for 2 points, so it's now going to be 93-69. Miami is up by 24 points, and now Workman has possession. I'll pass it over to Brown, makes that in there, and it's now 93 to 71. Gonna pass it over to LeBron James, making that nice dunk there. So it's now 95-71 at this point. And LeBron James and Vince Carter have done really good today. LeBron had 37 points. Vince Carter only had 23. And Del Curry makes a 3 once at it again. He is trying to... So that's how his son Steph Curry led into his father's footsteps, playing in the pros. And that's how Curry went into... Well, his son went into Davidson University, which is a small college. I mean, it's not very big. It's not a very big school for basketball. So his son was a 3-star recruit coming out of high school in North Carolina. So now it is 100 to 76, and there are 24 seconds to go here in Miami. So Curry making that layup once at it. We're going to pass it over to D Wade. And D Wade is going to actually make a 3 happen for the Miami Heat. That's how LeBron James and D Wade get along pretty well. So Workman is going to dribble the basketball. I don't think Toronto's going to score once more. And we'll see you guys at statistics. Miami wins it for a second straight game in the series. So it is going to be 103 to 78. We win by 25 points. And last episode, we won by 24. I wonder if we win next episode, we'll probably win by 26. Maybe there might be a numerical sequence into this. Evidently, LeBron James had 39 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 2 dunks on the game. Give him a 5-star rating today. Dwayne Wade, 21 points, 5 assists, 2 steals, 4 dunks on the day for him. Ray Allen had 17 points in all, 2 assists, 1 steal for him. Shane Battier, he had 6 points in all. Chris Bosh only had 6 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 1 steal on the day. Mike Miller had 5 points in all. So now Vince Carter had 23 points, 6 assists on the day, 3 dunks for him. 3 for 4 from behind the arc, by the way. Del Curry had 17 points, 1 assist, and he was 5 for 5 from behind the arc. Antonio Davis had 8 points in all, and he had 2 dunks. So that wraps it up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.